morning, second grade. Miss Fogelman here for your math lesson today. So let me share my screen. All right, so we have been working on graphing this week. So we are going to continue that discussion today. Our learning target today is that the student will answer questions about a bar graph. Before we do, I did want to play this BrainPop video for you. Let me log in. All right.
Where should we go on our next class trip? The zoo, the firehouse, or the apple orchard? I'm taking a survey and making a tally chart. What are surveys and tally charts? A survey is a list of questions used to collect information or opinions. Let's see. There are 3 dinosaurs here. Let's take a survey to find out which one our classmates like best. We can use a tally chart to record data or information. Let's see, Moby likes the Stegosaurus the best. You can draw 1 tally mark to stand for 1 vote. 5 kids like the Triceratops. So I'll draw 5 tally marks in that row. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th mark is drawn across the other 4. Well, when you group the tally marks by 5s, you can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. Sets of 5s are easier to count. 7 kids like the T-Rex. So after I draw 5 tally marks, I can add 2 more to make 7. Oh, right. I forgot to vote. My favorite dinosaur is the Triceratops. I'll add a tally mark to that row. It's really easy to add to tally charts. Now I can count the votes and use the tally chart to make a bar graph. What is a bar graph? A bar graph is a way to organize and show data. You can write the categories on the bottom. The 3 dinosaurs are the categories. Then you can write the numbers on the side. The numbers in our bar graph show how many people voted for each dinosaur. Let's see. 1 student liked the Stegosaurus the best, so I fill in 1 square. 6 people voted for the Triceratops, so I color in 6 squares. 7 people said the T-Rex was their favorite dinosaur. You can also put the categories on the left and the numbers on the bottom. You can display the same information in a different way so you can understand it better. How can you use bar graphs to understand information? Bar graphs help you answer questions. Which dinosaur did people in our class like the best? Right, the T-Rex is the most popular. Which dinosaur did people like the least? The Stegosaurus got 5 fewer votes than the Triceratops. You can even use the bar graph to figure out the total number of students who voted. Just add the votes from each category. 14 kids voted in all. I'm almost done with the survey on where to go for our next class trip. So far, the zoo is the most popular. It has 16 votes. But I don't have your vote yet, Moby. Where do you want to go? The moon? I don't think the bus will get us there.
All right, so today we are going to be talking about questions that have to do with the graph. So one thing I wanted to point out before we start is on our graph today, you may notice that some of the bars do not end on a line that is drawn. So this line says 10 and this one says 12, but this actually goes to the middle between those two lines. And if that is the case, it is the number, because we're counting by twos, right? Because 10 plus 2 is 12. The number in between those two would be 11, okay? So this one actually has 11. All right, so I just wanted to make sure you understood that because that's the first time we have seen that. All right, so how many runs did Sarah have? Well, we know that our graph is talking about number of runs because that's our title. We know that the number of runs are up the side, and our categories at the bottom are the children's names. So we have Mark, Tracy, Doug, Patty, and Sarah. So it's asking how many runs did Sarah have? So if we go to Sarah, her bar stops here, which is in between two lines. So if we go over here, this one is 6 and this one is 8 because 6 plus 2 is 8 and we're counting by twos. So the one in between would be the number 7. So Sarah actually had 7 runs. How many runs did the player with the most runs have? So most means the largest number, right? So Tracy has the tallest bar. She's up to 12 runs, and it says, how many runs did the player? So she has 12. So 12 would be the answer there. How many more runs did Doug have than Sarah? Well, here is those 3 words we've talked about that say how many more. So we need to decide first, how many runs did Doug have? Well, we talked about him a minute ago and we said that he has 11. So we know that Doug has 11. And we want to know how many more runs Doug has than Sarah. So we know we're subtracting because we want to know how many more. Sarah, we said, has 7. Okay, so we need to decide what is 11 minus 7, which is 4. So Doug has 4 more runs than Sarah. We also could have come over to our chart and gone from Sarah. So we're doing 1 to get to 8. Then we have 8 to 10, which is 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3. And then 1 more to get to 11 is 4. Okay. Now, this one says how many fewer runs did Mark have than Tracy? So now we're looking to see how many fewer runs Mark has than Tracy. Well, Mark has 8 and Tracy has 12. So we're doing 12 minus 8. Okay, so it's the same thing as this. It's just this time instead of saying how many more, we're saying how many fewer. Okay, because Mark has less than Tracy. So now we're saying 12 minus 8, which is 4. So our number here is also 4. We could have also gone over here to Mark and counted till we got to Tracy, which is 2, 4, right? Because we're counting by twos. How many runs did Mark and Patty have? This and right here is telling us that we need to combine Mark and Patty's numbers. So we see that Mark has 8, okay? And we see that Patty has 4, because we go up here to Patty, and it's 4. So 8 plus 4 is 12. Okay, so you really have to be looking at the vocabulary used in each question to really understand what you need to do. All right, so let's clear that, get my mouse back. All right, so in Shobi, you're going to create your own graph. It's a flowers graph that I've put in there. and you're going to answer the questions. Remember, it's 2 pages, so make sure you click on that arrow to see the second page. And why do you think a graph needs a title? Be thinking about that. All right. Everybody have a great day.